Hey everybody, I don't know why the bottom of my screen is here. It's a little weird. Today is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Today is the 30th of March. Hope what's going on here? I can't click. Not sure. The bottom of my screen showing up is kind of throwing me off a little bit if I'm being honest. Um okay, okay, there it is. It's like what? This is Star Wars Day by Day. I don't know if I mentioned that. Let's go ahead and see what's happening today. Yesterday I talked about, hey, we need to get ready for start getting our JV ready if you've not already done that. You might want to start heading that way. Um, because I just think you're going to be better off if you go ahead and prepare. Assuming, okay, prepare your Jedi Vanguard for the new raid. And then, like, unless you're planning to go after the new Bad Batch, which the only member of the new Bad Batch you can go after right now, as of me recording this on the 30th. I'm sure Batcher will be available to farm by the time this video comes out. But as of right now, Omega is the only way to farm. So unless you're gonna go farm the Bad Batch, or unless you're gonna whale and then invest in the new era that's gonna come out with Oppo and CX2 and the two other Dark Troopers and the two other Jedi Vanguard and Master Mace, then I think Vanguard is your best option. Obviously, you get to decide if you want to do it or not. I think that it's you know I think that there's worse stuff to invest in, and that's why I'm honing in on Kelleron. That's the reason I'm starting this Shakti farm. It's because I don't have Shakti and she's fed a Jedi Vanguard, so I'm like, okay, it's reasonable enough. I can take a little bit of time and go to Shakti. It's not that big a deal. Do I want to farm these guys? No, of course not. But I'd rather just. But I figure, you know, there's always one low-hanging fruit for accessibility that CG gives us. Like in the first raid I ever played was the first. So I started right on Crate Dragon. I didn't do any Crate Dragon. So my first raid in this game was Indoor. Of course, the looking fruit for Indoor was was Imperial Troopers, which basically, if you start playing this game, you're going to have Imperial Troopers. The low-hanging fruit for the Naboo raid is, there's a lot of them. There's the Separatists, which you kind of have to work at, but I mean, like Jordica's kind of hard to get, but B2 isn't hard to get. Mandagard isn't hard to get. Newt isn't hard to get. Sidious isn't hard to get. Darth Maul's not hard to get. Neither is Elizagura, Kit Fisto, Plo, Luminara, Qui-Gon, R2, Yoda, Mace, regular Mace, or also Eadkoth and whoever else aren't hard to get. Who was hard to get for this raid was the Poncho Bros, Kelleron, B1 is kind of hard to get. the Gungans, obviously. Dradika a little bit. Sap, Cam, and Guiman Abdallah. But a large portion of this raid was very accessible. As of what we know now, the Dark Troopers aren't going to be easy to get. The new Bad Batch, obviously. And so that leaves all this really accessible that I'm playing a hunch because they haven't exactly announced Jedi Vanguard. But I think, just based upon the fact that they have announced, since they put in Jedi Vanguard, that it's Jedi Vanguard. I'm not sure about that, but I'm just playing a sizable hunch, I guess. Assuming the Jedi Vanguard are going to be there. And so I just think you're better off being prepared and going in and just, like, okay, Jedi Vanguard. It's not that big a deal. Sorry if my attention is split. I'm making sure that nothing comes in here while I'm recording. Because I am watching the weather stream on my other monitor as I'm recording. But I'm not one of these people who are like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen in this area? It's like, just watch the stream and you'll figure it out. But people jump in, they're like, oh my gosh, it's blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's everything going to be a fight. It's like, watch the stream. Guy's going to let you know. It's right. It's a guy named Ryan Hall. And he does an excellent job. But people are just, oh my gosh, It's like, you don't have to do that. Just breathe. Just watch the stream. Just pay attention. And that's what you have to do with anything, with this game in particularly. Like, I'm playing a hunch, the Jedi Vanguard, and I think I don't think it's far-fetched that, hey, Jedi Vanguard. But I mean, when they announced that, or when we thought that this raid was going to be a Order 66 raid, was anybody thinking that the new Bad Batch, which make no sense whatsoever, that the Season 3 Bad Batch would be the one for the Temple raid? No. I don't think so. By the way, I think there's still a sizable chance that we get at least a couple of these clones in here. I'm not sure, would they put the old Bad Batch in? I don't know. I think, just, the 501st might be viable with, Rex, Fives, Clone Sergeant, Echo, and Art Trooper. Cody, maybe. I think it would have made more sense if they would have gone there with the original Bad Batch, but I understand why they went with the new guys. And hey, if you decide that, hey, since they've announced that the new Bad Batch is coming, I'm going to try to fix my camera real quick. Sorry about that. There we go. If you're a person that's decided, hey, they've announced that the new Bad Batch is going to be for this raid, I'm going in on them, and I'm starting with Omega right now today, that's fine. That's fine. But for me, even with this account, even with all the work that I've done, I don't feel like, for me, myself, that I'm able to make that call and be like, you know what? I'm going to put my life on hold. I'm going to put my account on hold, and I'm going to go find the new Bad Batch. I'm not there. I just can't make that call. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I can't. Because for me, getting assault battles done, and getting conquest is what is going to help propel this account forward. And, I know that I don't do it like a lot of people. I mean, I know people can beeline, this and that. If you're that person, God bless you. The world is better off because of people like you. I just don't happen to be that person. I'm like, let me do this. Okay, now I can potentially do this. And it's like, if you haven't noticed, I'm a guy who's like, let's get as many characters at Relic 1 first. Let's get as many characters as we need to Relic 1. And yes, that's the hard part. But then, because then after that, it's just, we're just waiting for signal data. And you could be like, well, you're wasting a lot of time while you're doing that. And yeah, okay. But there's a lot of other stuff. And maybe I will run into a point where I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have taken all these characters for looks, because I have nobody else to farm. But when I get there, I don't think that's much of a problem at all. I think that's like, well, okay, but I've got all this on my bench that it's just like a matter of days before I get enough signal data where I can bump this team up another relic level or another 2 relic levels to make them just that much better in GAC, in assault battles, in galactic challenges, in conquest, in, if they happen to be raid team, in raid, like Jedi Vanguard, because, what if there's a high probability Master Mace will have a PvP Omicron, but what about the other 2 Jedis? Jocasta's got something, but the odds that one of them might have a Conquest Omicron or I don't know. I think that's, maybe. And like I said, I may or may not, I've not bought any of the episode passes yet, because I'm just like, really, we gotta do this. I mean, there are people that have, and I'm sure, and thank you for helping keeping this game alive. But for me, it's like, okay, I have to weigh the options. And for me, the option would have been a lot easier for me to pull the trigger on this episode pass for either account. Doesn't matter if it's this one, the Hyperlight, the original, whatever. If the entire team would have been Jedi Vanguard. Because yes, clones can drive a team, because you'll be able to use the new clones with what's his face, Grand Moff Tarkin. But it's like, okay, so you have Grand Moff Tarkin, who has been in the game forever, but then it's like, what kind of and okay, and how many of them are going to end up in the cantina? Because how many of the new Bad Batch is going to end up in the cantina? I mean, Omega is right here she's right here. 3D right here. She's right here. which is a low, which is really accessible. It really low, because it could be out here where you know Shenhati is, or the Tigerito. And I think there's a reason they put them out here, and I'm thinking there's a reason that they put her here. And so we have to reasonably think, well, who could they move off? Because I mean, Mando does, why is Mando here? Why is Mando still on this node? Right? Because Mando should not be there anymore. Because why? Because Mando is right here. Mando is exceedingly obtainable because he's right here. And so is Grief. So I think, no, I don't know that they would put her here and another one there. I could see them maybe putting a clone there. But I mean, it's been a while since they added anybody to the cantina, because they did put the two Poncho Bros there, and then the Great Mother's way out here. But other than that, so they had both the Poncho Bros were out here last year, and they had Great Mothers out here. But other than that, oh, and Morgan's out here. I forgot Morgan was out here. But, so you get the Great Mothers and Morgan are out here, but Captain Enoch, Purdy Cooper, and Zombie Trooper are on hard nodes, right? I don't know which hard nodes, but I feel like they're on hard nodes. I don't know where exactly they are. Why is this guy still out here? Yeah, there's Captain Enoch right there. Here's Merrick. So a lot of people in very high nodes. In really high nodes. What are the other troopers? I don't know where they are, so I could. I just looked them up. Hu Yang is right here. Now that I think about it, didn't they put Captain Syndulla out there? And General Syndulla? Let's go. I'm going to drive myself nuts by looking at this. And it's like, let's just go find out. Let's go find out. If we go, let's go to Spectre real quick. Wherever Spectre is. And find out where everybody is for Spectre. Fulcrum we have, so we don't need to worry about Fulcrum. General Syndulla is... Oh, Cantina C. So she's, if you want her, that's good. Sabine is Darkside 6D. Hu Yang is super early 3F. But I don't know where they're going to end up putting these characters. I just don't. I don't know where they're going to end up putting these characters. But I mean, if they're accessible, then sure, I think you got to go for them. I'm just not, like I said, if I'm going to go for anything, I'm going to go for this next episode pass. But I am not convinced myself one way or the other that I am. But I've been rambling for almost 20 minutes. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, apologize for rambling. Let me know. Otherwise, have a good day. God bless. Hold the line. See you tomorrow. Bye.